Hello and welcome back to the show. Welcome, everybody. It's time for another amazing episode. We have our live Zoom audience. Hello to all of you watching on YouTube and listening on the podcast. We're so happy that you're here. And we're recording this on a Monday. And this is a really exciting chance to start this week in a really powerful state. So I want all of you, since we're doing this with the live audience, I want everybody to just take a couple of deep breaths. And anytime we transition and move into a new phase, a new space, especially at the start of the week, it's an opportunity to reset. Right. And we're in a series where we are doing the Millionaire Codes. These are codes from a new book. These are brain science activators from a new book that I have coming out in the spring in April, co-authored with Suzanne Longstreet. And we have put together this series of 10 Millionaire Codes. These are brain science sequences. We have been trained in NLP and hypnosis and many different modalities, and have put these activations together so that we can all have a different experience, tap into something greater, tap into more of who we came here to be and what we're leading towards. Those of you carrying on in the series here as we go through between now over this next 90 days, that we are doing this Game Changers Accelerator. We are choosing something to play really big for 90 days. We're going to use these Millionaire Codes to rise our financial abundance, but also our leadership, our impact in the world, our sense of empowerment and confidence. And we're going to culminate in the Defying Gravity event in May in Palm Desert. So if you do not already have your tickets for Palm Desert, please make sure to get those today so that we can ensure that you've got everything. We've got all the planning going. We're getting all the awesome supplies. We're getting everything organized. And then you get the entire 90-day Game Changers Accelerator, the whole support and accountability that leads up for the next 90 days into that event. So I'm really excited. I'm so happy many of you are here, will be with us. It's going to be extraordinary as we get closer and know all the different modalities that we'll be doing, the strategies that we'll be doing to rise your thought leadership, your writing success, your speaking success, but a lot to do with the inner leadership, right? And this is where the Millionaire Codes come in, because we're working on the subconscious level that determines 90% of the outcomes we will have. We got to work on the subconscious level, got to be the vision, release what's in the way, right? Then do the things that this next level you does. So really, really excited for all of the good that we have coming up. And what we're going to be doing today together is the activator from the new book, Activator 2, which is the Emboldener. Now, each of these codes are designed to help when we are in a specific or particular state around a goal that we want to achieve, a dream we want to manifest. So in order for this to be really potent today, I'm going to invite everyone to just think of something you really, really want right now. What is a goal that you have? What is a vision that's on your vision board? What is something you want in these next 90 days so much? It would thrill you. You would feel ecstatic, you would feel relieved, you'd feel proud of yourself, you'd feel grateful. Choose something that you are really going to play big for. And this is a code that's going to work to help you tap in to an accelerated timeline. Right? Sometimes we think, oh, little me is accomplishing this big thing, right? So anyone have that where you just think, I've got this goal and it feels big, and it's hopefully you're playing for something big, and hopefully it's not something that you just absolutely have all figured out and know that it's going to happen, because that would just be a to-do list item. That wouldn't be a vision, right? And we're playing for visions here, right? So what I want us to do is I'm going to take us through the Emboldener. This is the second code in the new Millionaire Codes book. And we're going to go through it together so we have an experience of accelerating our timeline towards achieving that goal. And again, if you're in the Game Changer Accelerator that leads up to our event in California, then you're going to be having a ton of support. We're going to be using all of these codes in the 90 days leading up to, and then together in Palm Desert. So again, make sure you have your ticket for that. Okay. So you've got something in mind that you really want, something that is part of your big vision, part of your goal. It's calling to you. And just notice, scale of 1 to 10. 1 is like, I just can't see this happening. It's a fantasy. And 10 is, I am all in and I know it's going to happen. Okay, so just see where you are. There's no right number. This millionaire code is going to work for you and move you forward on that scale, regardless. So you could be at a 2 and you could still manifest your goal. You could be at a 10 and just have a great time, right? And just let it come in. Okay. So just notice one thing you really want over these 90 days. And then number 2, your scale of 1 to 10, how possible it seems. How aligned with that do you feel? There's no right number. It's not going to stop you even if you're at a 1. I've manifested things off a 1 before. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through this code. And if you want to do this with your eyes closed, just so you can kind of step in and visualize, that's great. If you want to take notes and write as you have impressions, that's great. You just do whatever feels best for you. All right, so here we go. You're going to start by thinking of a visionary, a leader, an author, someone who has done this thing that you want to do, like maybe many times over. Okay, so for example, if you wanted to manifest $1 million in a week and you've never done that before, but you pick someone like Jeff Bezos or, Bill Gates or, someone who, and it could be someone from history, it doesn't have to be someone who's living now, Oprah Winfrey. Like there are people on this planet that making $1 million today would be the easiest thing in the world. They're just like, that would be, I would call so-and-so, I'd invite them to be an investor, like done deal. It would just be a 30-second phone call, a quick text message, right? They can make $1 million. But if it's not something you've done before, it can feel like, so I want you to think of someone who has done what you want to do in this 90 days, like, they eat it for lunch, okay, as the expression goes. So let's take a minute and get clear on that. Okay, and those of you in our live audience, let me know when you've got someone in mind. They can be alive, they can be in spirit, they can be a fictional character. It really doesn't matter. It's just someone who's done this and it's the easiest thing in the world for them. Okay. Now, you're going to repeat after me. I now give my permission. I now give my permission to have this goal be my reality. Okay, you're telling your subconscious mind, I am now giving myself permission. It is safe for this goal to be my reality. All right. Now, what would be the very best part of this goal happening in the next 90 days? Just write down or think through a couple of things. What would just be so great about you achieving this goal in the next 90 days? And you can do internal, how it would make you feel, and then what would it produce on the external? Just notice what would be great about it. And then, right, how would I feel if I have this goal completed in the next 90 days? Okay, and see if you can feel that feeling in your body. Take some breaths into your belly because we're using the somatic as well as the brain. Okay. Now, what stops you from feeling those things now? This is a very specifically worded question using neurolinguistic programming. What's stopping you from feeling those feelings now? Just notice or write down your answer. Usually it's the gap between where we are now and where we want to be, right? What's stopping us from feeling it now? It's like, I'll feel those things when, this thing is done, right? Okay. All right, now call to mind your thought leader that you chose, the person you chose who has already done this thing that you want to do. Easiest thing in the world to them would be absolute, like no brainer. They'd have it done in minutes. Okay. Now, this sounds a little weird, but just go ahead and do it because we're working again on the level of the subconscious mind. Ask this person, ask their sort of energy, their higher self, if it's okay for you to tap into their wisdom, their power, just and see if you get a yes. Okay. If not, you can pick someone else if you feel a yes. All right. Now, imagine, and you can do this when I teach this in a live room, you can actually stand up and step in, right? You're going to step in on the count of three. You're going to actually merge with this person. Okay. You're going to actually step in 1, 2, 3. And imagine now that you are absolutely one with this thought leader. You are seeing with their eyes. You are breathing with their lungs. Your fingers are in their fingers. Or standing where they stand. And then ask, what does this person believe about herself that allows this goal to be so easy and has allowed her to achieve it once or many times over? What does this person believe about herself and the world, or himself or themselves? Okay, you can write those down if you want to, or you can just feel them. Right? And just notice anything else you're noticing about, like, is their posture different than yours? Is there anything else you notice having stepped in fully to this wonderful leader that's different about the way that you go about standing, sitting, being? Okay, now on the count of three, we're going to take a deep breath again, and you're going to imagine yourself stepping forward, taking all that you observed and felt and joined with this person and stepping into you 90 days from now where your goal is complete. 1, 2, 3. You've stepped forward. You've now done this thing. You did it. And imagine a beautiful light is just pouring down over you. And this is done. You did it. It's complete. It's in form. And notice how you feel now that this is your reality. Notice how you feel. Notice what is different and better in your life because you showed up and allowed this to happen. And what do you now believe about yourself and the world now that you know that you created this? Okay, now imagine you're looking back at yourself, the one who had just not walked through this code yet. You, and if you're doing this at the time we're recording, you early in the year 2025, you're looking back at yourself. What advice do you have to the you that stood at the beginning of this 90 days going for this big goal? What advice do you have for her now that you've already done it? What's the most important thing you want that you to know that's going to get her where you are? Then breathe that into your heart. Imagine this light just pouring, you sealing it in as a done deal, going through every cell, your conscious, subconscious, outer conscious mind, bringing in every aspect of what you've experienced on all levels. And you're going to now take everything you joined with from that thought leader you stepped into and everything from the you that's already done it. And you feel them merge fully, all three of yourselves coming back into this moment, but bringing with you everything from the you that's already done it and the mentor that you've chosen, your energetic mentor. Now take a breath, maybe move your body, like give yourself a stretch, have a way to come back into this moment. And I want you now just to ask yourself, what's the next action I will take in the next 24 hours to ensure that I'm standing in that golden light at the end of these 90 days? That I'm standing there in California, if you're joining us, or wherever you're going to be in 90 days, and you're standing there, the golden light pouring down over you. And what is the one next most important action you will take to make this inevitable? Okay. So take another breath. All right. And I want you to ask yourself, this is not just a, casual thing. We're just kind of playing around like make believe. This gets to become real. So are you committed to do this action in the next 24 hours? If you're watching, on Spotify or Apple or YouTube, you're here in the live audience, where, I want to know, are you in? Are you 100% going to take that action in the next 24 hours? So just like tap into that for yourself, see if you're willing. If you're not, the fun game you can play is just ask for the willingness to be willing. Like, I don't feel, I feel too scared, or I feel too resistant, or I feel too much imposter syndrome. And then just get that, we can back it up, right? There's other codes for that in the codes. We're doing 10 codes in this series. This is code number 2. All right. We're not necessarily doing them in order in the book, but we're doing all 10. All right. Yeah. I love it. All right. So we've got some action takers. We've got some people. Okay. So that's Millionaire Code 2. All right. What is the point of these? Are 10 different codes that are going to reprogram and rewire your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, your body, your ecology. We call it in neurolinguistic programming, your ecology. Like there's different parts of us. And last week, when we did the code last episode, right, we were working on like what's the cost if I do, right? We look at all these objections that parts of us can have, and we're going to dissolve them so that you're all lined up, body, mind, spirit, unstoppable, in flow, where it just is activating synchronicity to support you. This code will activate synchronicity. Now that you've stepped into that mentor, right? You can call on that person. And if you don't know what to do next, you say, what would fill in the blank? I want to see who everyone stepped into. Okay, let's put those of you in the live audience, and then those of you on YouTube and social, put it in the comments. Everybody here in the live audience, put it in the chat. Who are you stepping into? Who's going to walk you through absolutely smashing this goal in the next 90 days, right? You get to connect to that person. I was working on something today. I just did not feel aligned, did not feel it, didn't feel confident, didn't feel clear, didn't feel anything that I wanted to feel about it. And I said, great, who cares? I picked someone who would, like, again, eat that task for lunch, would think it was the easiest thing in the world, wouldn't give it a second thought, would be completely confident. And I just stepped into them and said, what would they do? And then I did that action, and I'm going to keep doing that all day. So that's the good news. You don't have to believe in it. You don't have to. Oh, we've got Benjamin Hardy, Taylor Swift, RJ Spine. I love it. Tim Hahn, Oprah, Jamie Kern, Kima, or Lima. Awesome. That is so great. That is amazing. Yeah, Jade, he had 1,000 people on his call yesterday, right? So you step into that. To him, it's like, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. That is awesome. Okay. Really, really, really exciting. All right. So that's it. We're keeping this short and sweet today because I want us to go out and be in action. The Millionaire Codes activate our brain, our conscious and subconscious mind, get all of our ecology lined up. We'll have another code coming in the next episode, and you're gonna have all 10 by the end. You have all 10 of these codes so that you can really have this incredible experience of of accelerating, of taking the back bricks out of the backpack, maybe taking the backpack all together. This in the book is going to be code number 2, Margaret. This is the Emboldener. We're not doing them in order of the book, but I'm just doing them in the order of what I'm feeling like what we need each week, right? So this is the Emboldener, and then you'll have your, in the book portal, you can all get access to that when it's ready, and you can see all 10. Okay. So I'm excited. Are we excited? Are we excited to go out and rock this week? And remember, make sure you register for the accelerator that's going on. We're going to do 90 days where you'll be really in deep with the codes. You're going to be having support, accountability to make sure that we stay aligned. We stay in that really committed, intentional place. We don't get bogged down with our own resistance. We just step in and activate the greater version of ourselves. That person you stepped into is you. You wouldn't even have the desire if you weren't capable, right? So just make sure you are registered for the Action Accelerator, and that also gets you a ticket to California and joining us in Palm Desert for 3 days in May 6th through the 8th. It's going to be extraordinary. We are defying gravity at a time when the world needs great leaders more than ever, more than ever, more than ever, more than ever, right? We got to do this together and join forces so that we stay powerful and we stay strong, and we are that lighthouse for other people. And these codes are the way that I help keep myself in that space. So you all did an amazing job. I am sending you so much love. New code coming for you next week, and make sure you are in. You don't have to come to Palm Desert if you can't travel. Just be in the accelerator so that we have this journey together. And if you can come to both, we're thrilled to get to do this in person. Imagine doing these codes and more in person together. The level of growth and transformation that we are going to have in that room is going to be like the vibration is going to blow the roof off, right? With some really, really extraordinary, exciting personal growth and strategic abundance creating work that we're going to do. So I am really excited to continue the journey. Enjoy, just let this percolate, let it vibrate, and go take that action. Let's go take it right now. Don't even wait till tonight. Just do it right now. All right. See y'all next time. Great job.